It's day 4 of Customer Service Week, so here's video 4, the going solo effect. Many artists have broken off from their bands to try and go it alone in the music industry. Some were really successful, while others, well, let's just say they probably should have stayed with the band. Now, some artists have been so successful in striking out on their own that their success now eclipses that of the groups that originally made them famous. Ask anyone in Gen Z about Beyonce and they will know the Queen Bee. But Destiny's Child? Not so much. Pharrell Williams had huge solo success, so his time in NERD pales in comparison. And even Stevie Nicks proved that she could go her own way. You could go your own way. Achieving multi-platinum success with her first solo album, even if I always will be a bigger fan of her in Fleetwood Mac. But there are other artists whose breakaway from the group to embark on solo careers never lived up to the greatness they achieved with their bands. Mick Jagger, for example, the legendary frontman of the Rolling Stones, he released 4 studio albums. But none of them managed to even touch the level of fame or influence that the Stones achieved. Billy Corgan broke up the Smashing Pumpkins in 2000 and released an electro solo album a few years later. It was the only solo album he ever released, and then more than a decade later he reunited with his alt-rock bandmates from the Smashing Pumpkins. And while Roger Daltrey and The Who were rock royalty, it turns out that without Townsend's lyrical genius, Daltrey was less king and more boring. Boring. It's not that the artists whose solo careers didn't take off aren't talented, like you're not going to argue that Mick Jagger lacks talent, but for whatever reason, some make it while others don't. And with the pandemic and changing models of how we work, we're seeing many customer service agents suddenly going solo in this distributed workforce, away from the band of agents they previously worked with day in and day out. Without making the necessary changes to support their new solo ventures, some agents may follow in the footsteps of Beyonce, while others may end up like Mick, just trying to recapture their glory days. Luckily, in customer service, there are some ways to guarantee success for all agents when they go it alone. Here are the top 3. 1. Keep communication open. One of the things that often makes great bands really successful is awesome collaboration. When they're able to put their heads together and riff on one another's ideas, they can come up with something that is greater than the sum of the parts. If your agents suddenly find themselves working alone, away from the other agents that they used to rely on for help and support, that can make it far more difficult for them to achieve success. Keep communications open and provide easy collaboration spaces so that agents can speak to one another and contact managers quickly and easily should they need help on any inquiries that they're handling. 2. Optimize for digital channels. When artists break out alone, they can't keep doing things exactly the way they did with the band. They need a new image. At the same time, they don't want to change too radically and alienate their following. Billy Corgan. Similarly, working in a distributed model requires changing the way that agents work while maintaining the same high quality service that your organisation has always delivered, especially with the increased volume of inquiries that the pandemic's caused. It can help to rely on digital channels like web chat or email where multiple customers can be helped at once. But of course, that's only going to work successfully if the digital channels are just as reliable as the phone. 3. Drive awesome performance. Some former frontmen turned solo artists who succeeded just put on amazing performances. Beyonce, for example, consistently delivers show-stopping performances. Help agents continue to perform at their best, even from their home office, with the help of intelligent guidance. Intelligent guidance can help agents know what to do or say next. This helps every agent nail every interaction, just like the perfectly rehearsed performance. Together, these tips will help your agents feel like rock stars, even when they're riding solo. I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo, I'm riding solo.